Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. I have a book review to do today. Before I get started, it will not be spoiler free, but I think everybody probably has read this one because I'm real late on this train. So the book review I have to do today is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I really like my edition. It's one of my favorite editions that I've seen so far. So here's the deal. I have watched snippets of the Hunger Games, like Cinema Sins and that kind of thing. I haven't watched the entire movie. I only picked up this book because it was at a like new to you type store for like 25 cents. So I thought, let's find out what all the hubbub's about. And the first part of the book I was kind of upset about because I'm like, I've seen enough of the movie that I know how Katniss, the character in the movie, looks like, which kind of robbed visually me putting in my input of what the main character's supposed to look like. So that was frustrating, but that quickly went away. Once I got into the main part of the story, I really was swept away. I was really actually very impressed because of the parts of the movie that I'd seen I had not really enjoyed. To be fair, it was a like, again, Cinema Sins. I think it was Worst Things About or whatever, and that kind of thing. But it didn't seem to be very interesting to me. So the fact that the book was actually really good and I found really well written, the characters were really fleshed out and diverse. We actually had the colored folk that don't die right away. I mean, they still died, but they didn't die right away, which is very common in your young adults. So that part I enjoyed about. And the entire concept, it was kind of a juxtaposition because part of you were like, I'm really going to um, sympathize with this character and I hope this character wins and I want this character to win. And then you're thinking, in order for this character to win, all these other basic children need to murder themselves the more blood-filled way, the better, in order for her to survive. And the parts of the book where she's using her mind to win at these games at first excited and intrigued me, but then I'm thinking again, she's murdering people. And they did such a good job, the author did such a good job of interweaving that into the story. It was a great adventure story to start with, but it was still but what happens if society gets unbalanced? What happens if society gets to have one part be in major control? How does that happen? And reading the book, I'm like, man, I really would like to hear about the war that caused all of this, that allowed the districts to be corralled and cowed the way they are. And it's strange too because the support teams of all of these characters are trying to get their tribute to win, but not because they care about the tribute per se, but because of the prestige that's going to win that person. It's a very interesting concept and so well done in a book this big. And it was the first book in a long time that I was actually turning off YouTube to read. And I miss that. I miss having a book where I'm like, you know what? I'm excited to get home to find out what happens next. I have an enjoying, relaxing evening of reading about this and getting fully lost in the book. I miss that. And this book did it all. And I know most of you guys have read The Hunger Games, and I put the sequel of this on my to be bought list on Amazon with great trepidation, because usually when you've got a first book like this, the others kind of go downhill from them. And I've heard it both ways, that the others have gone downhill. And I guess there's a new one with President Snow that everybody says is crap. So I'm a bit worried because I really do enjoy this, and I'm kind of worried that that's going to get downgraded the more I read. But Suzanne Collins, well done. And I can see what all the hype was about because I'm going to be on this hype train. I really, really enjoyed this Hunger Game. Nothing but good things to say about it. Thanks very much, guys. I'll let you know when I have another book read.